wage a war, wage a war, wage a war against mediocrity. It ain't no friend to me. Wage a war, wage a war, wage a war, wage a war against mediocrity. It ain't no friend to me. Wage a war, wage a war, wage a war, wage a war against mediocrity. It ain't no friend to me.
We are waging war on mediocrity. It ain't no friend to me. It's your boy, the motivational teacher to the masses, bringing you again another edition of Motivational Monday. Welcome into Black History Month. I know that there's so many great things, so many things that our ancestors have dared to contribute to this land and this society. Hey, Vaniqua, thank you. What's up? I hope you all are having a fantastic start to February. If you all would, for all my replayers, please give me about 45 seconds to a minute. Hey, Malvina, thank you for joining us as I share this out to my top 5. And I'm asking everybody else out there, please go ahead and share this to your top 5. If they can't go with you, if they can't grow with you, they can't go with you. Go ahead. Like anybody that get this from me, just know you're in my top 5. That I see something so special on the inside of you is the reason why I got to share this to my top 5. And if you all would, please type names in the box, tag people in here. If not, share it on Messenger and on YouTube. That's a good question. How do we share on YouTube? Vaniqua, you probably can answer that for me. I do not know how you share on a live video on YouTube. Maybe you can help me out with that one. I'm starting to see the eyes add up. If you would, holler at your boy. Let me know you're out there. Let me know your week is off to a great start. Let me know that you have greatness going on the inside of you while I share this out to my top 5. Give me about 30 more seconds. Hey, what's up? I'm starting to see the eyes add up, man. Y'all holler at your boys. Y'all come into this room. That would be such a blessing if y'all would do that for me. All right, let's get this show on the road. For everybody not here, there's a share button right under the title. You can share it via text or email. Thank you, Vaniqua. So if you're out there on YouTube, there should be a share button right under the title. If you would, go ahead and send that to your top 5 relationships. The theme of this year is if they can't grow with you, they can't go with you. So get at your boy. Episode 125 of Awaken Your I Am. Man, I am so blessed and so excited to know that we are 125 episodes into this thing, and we're still learning and we're still growing. So thank you all for hanging in here with me tonight. For a brief moment, get my notes right, I want to talk about love yourself first. Love yourself first. I've gotten so much feedback from the video. Hey, Virginia, thank you for joining us. I've gotten so much feedback from the video that I did last week. Mostly positive feedback from the video I did last week about loving yourself and putting your priorities first in your life. So I decided to pop back on here and do a phase 2. I got to tell you, last Monday, when I popped on here, there were over 25 people on here when we got done. Thank you. What's up, Angelique? Thanks for joining us. Thank you for posting that, Mavina, for us. There were over 25 people. So the people that came on last week stayed on here, and I'm challenging you. Go ahead and share this out. Go ahead and let them know we out here. I gave them 2-3 minutes to get in here. Now I want to talk about loving yourself. And loving yourself, I mean, to some of us, it's taboo because we place so much energy into loving everybody else. We place so much energy into doing our job. We place so much energy into our vision and what we want for our children and our children's children that we never take the time to love ourselves. Our definition for self-love is going to be regard for one's own well-being and happiness. And I had a couple people tell me that I need to give the balance of self-love. And trust me, I don't disagree that there's a balance to self-love. But to me, we haven't heard anything about self-love in this manner in a lot of public places. I mean, when you go to church, they're telling you about how to love God and how to love your neighbor. No matter when you're out and about, Nobody's ever having conversations about you loving you. We'll have marriage seminars where we teach you how to love your spouse. We'll have parenting seminars where we teach people how to love their kids. We'll have pastors and leaders conference where we teach leaders how to love their flock. But nonetheless, there's no class, there's no wide open platform that you can go to learn how to love you. Am I breaking bread out there, somebody? Facts. Come on. Facts. We don't have those avenues. Hey, Lisa, thanks for joining us. We don't have avenues to teach us how to love ourselves. And when they create avenues to teach us how to love ourselves, what's up, Q? When we teach avenues how to love ourselves, it's something like going to a 12-step program. My name in AA, when I was in Alabama, I worked in AA meeting. And it was called Celebrate Recovery. And I served and I volunteered in Celebrate Recovery. And when people would come in, hey, my name is Jeff and I'm an alcoholic. Not my name is Jeff and I'm a recovering alcoholic. Inside of AA, they're teaching Jeff how to love himself by committing and commenting that I am an alcoholic. And I'm challenging us to remove that level of thinking. Oh, AA has less than a 20% success rate. The reason why is we teach everybody how to live under a label that requires them to look to somebody else, and we never teach people how to love and accept themselves for who they are. Part of awakening your I am is saying, I'm good with me. I hold myself in high regard and well-being, and my happiness. I mean, I got to get into my notes. I can't run tonight too much because I got to get into my notes. I got some good stuff tonight. But boy, when I start talking, it's like it just keep going. But I got to get somewhere I got to get tonight. Self-love is vital in overcoming past painful memories and handling your inner wounds. I'm good with me. Navina, if we could just really get to the place where our heart can locate our mouth and mean what you just said, we can solve a lot of the internal issues and battles that we struggle with. Say they don't think they have a problem. First step one is admitting it. I agree. Part of what we have to do is self-love is vital in overcoming all that hurt, that pain, that anger. Self-love helps us understand that as a human, we gonna make mistakes. There's always space to overcome, so there's no guilt and there's no condemnation when I love myself. When I love myself, we look to other people to validate who we are. But the world cannot treat me any different than what I give, than what I put out. If you have a job and they're only paying you $25 an hour, they'll never increase your value. Inflation wise, maybe 2-3% per year, but they will never tremendously increase your value unless you see yourself more valuable. And the reason why they know that you see yourself more valuable, you go ask for the raise. Facts. The moment you start loving yourself, the moment you start seeing yourself as valuable, the moment the world has to communicate with you differently. Self-love is the ultimate medicine to heal all your inner wounds, and it's helped you to forgive yourself and to move on. Self-love does that. We've been looking for a counselor, and I love talk it out. I'm with it. Talk it out. We've been looking for all these external factors to come help deliver me, but part of your deliverance and you changing how you view yourself. It's a bread-breaking moment right there. Self-love is more than just, me just sitting down making a positive confession. Self-love is putting the practice into play in my life that honestly, no matter how I feel about myself, I'm comfortable with me and I'm good in my own skin. I remember when I was in that room the size of a closet. I had a big old house that going to foreclosure, had a big old car, lost my job. I was in a room the size of a closet. And I asked my wife, I said, what in the world? You accepted me when I was in a closet. Hey, Brandy, you accepted me when I was in a closet. What was it? She said, you never talked like you were living in a room the size of a closet. Why? Because although that was my current condition, I knew that was not my final condition. I knew that although right now they have two nickels to rub together, but I knew that there was something else on the inside of me, and it caused me to believe that myself is worth something. Myself if is worth something, and the challenge for a lot of us is that we're not willing to see the value in ourselves in order to invest in ourselves, to make the necessary adjustments in our life, to make sure that other people see me how I see me. It's a bread-breaking moment. You yourself deserves your love and affection more than anyone else on this earth. Let me say that again. You yourself deserves your own love and affections as much as anyone else on this earth. Oh my God, that's a bread-breaking moment right there. Oh, if you could learn how to love you. Oh, if you can learn my self-worth is worth something. If you can learn that I'm the apple of God's eye, that I was created in his image and his likeness, I can understand why it's so important that I deserve my own love. Oh, that's strong right there. Some of us don't even think we don't think we're worthy of being loved. If you don't believe you're worthy of being loved from yourself, you'll never believe that somebody else can love you. It's a bread-breaking moment right there. Looking for love in all the wrong places. And the love that you're seeking can only be found through the great I am, awakening your I am. It's not in your next marital relationship. It's not in your next friendship. It's not in your next dating relationship. It's the great I am, awakening I deserve my own love. Man, somebody better put that in all caps like Lisa just did. You deserve your own love. I got to let that breathe a second. Because we're trying to build our life in a way that others accept us. If you accepted you, the acceptance of others wouldn't matter. I'm comfortable knowing who I am and whose I am. And I make decisions from a place of confidence. And I know that some people out there say, motivational teacher, you got to give the balance to this word. Well, I got one thing to say, that we haven't been getting the balance to how to love ourselves since we've been here. So why do I have to give the balance of a word in 2 weeks when in 40 years, nobody's never ever taken us by the hand and say, son, you need to love you. The more you love you, the more the world responds to how you believe you ought to be treated and how you show the world how to love you. Come on, man. Q just chimed in the conversation. Jesus first, others next, and yourself. Last is wrong. Jesus first, your next is right. Other people get the overflow of your love. They feed from the excess of my relationship with the great I am, who's awakened my I am. They feed from the excess. And then we wonder why there's so many people that are turning away from the gospel. We wonder why there's so many people that's not doing good anymore. We wonder why the suicide rate is up all around the world. We wonder why there's so many robbers and killings of each other out there in this world. Why? Because we don't know. We're not being taught how to love ourselves. It's funny that the human or educational system doesn't believe that learning the human language is innate. So they send us to school for 12 years to learn English. And for some of us who got advanced degrees, we go 4 more years of English so we can learn to speak the English language. But something that every man desires, which is love from something or someone. Every man desires, we spend not 1 hour over the course of 18 to 22 years teaching how to love yourself. Oh man, we failed so many generations. Love telling people to love somebody else and totally commit to somebody else and make your desire after that person and love husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church. But nobody showed you how to love you like Christ. Why marriages, divorces are running rampant? Because nobody knows how to love themselves. Wives, obey your husband and Lord, for this is right. There's no way you can respect and honor a man when you don't respect and honor who you are. And there's no way a man can love and protect their wife when a man doesn't know who he is and doesn't love and doesn't respect and protect himself. That's a bread-breaking moment. That's a bread-breaking moment right there. Q said people join gangs and frats looking for love on all the wrong places. I want you to go commit. Go. When you get over there to that job, you commit to it, you work it, you show your boss how good you are. And man, listen, I'm all about commitment. I'm all about the grind. But I'm more so about awakening your I am. The more your I am is awakened, the less the grind is. That's a bread-breaking moment right there. The more your I am is awakened, the less the grind is. I don't grind for mine. I don't grind for mine. I become it. As I become it, it is attracted to me. I am not grinding. I love the process of becoming great. I love the fact that God has given me a path where I can grow daily. I'm at 1% better daily. And that at some point in time, I attract everything that I don't grind for mine. I'm so comfortable in my own skin that boy, come on, man. Let me break bread. I'm so comfortable in my own skin. And I'm so comfortable that the great I am awakens my I am, that if he is for me, who can be against me? It's a bread-breaking moment. That's a bread-breaking moment. If God be for me, who can be against me? If the great I am has awakened my I am to the present to do the good of which he desires through me, who can come between me? What should separate me from this love? That's a bread-breaking moment right there. It's when we don't love ourselves and we don't know who we are. It's when we can be tossed to and fro and go by every wind be taken off course by every wind that's pushed our way. Why? Because I don't know who I am. I don't know whose I am, because there's a fundamental lack of me loving myself that pushes me to making the wrong decisions. You know why I take drugs? I take drugs because I don't love myself. You know why I get drunk? I get drunk because I don't love myself. You know why I can sleep in 4 or 5 different beds in 1 week? Because I don't love myself. You know why I can watch pornography 5, 6 hours? Because I don't love myself. All of those are just manifestations of not loving yourself. We always try to fix the symptoms, but we never want to touch the root. The root of all this that's going on is a part of I don't know who I am. So when I don't know who I am, I abuse what I'm supposed to be. If you do not know the purpose for a thing, abuse is inevitable. If you don't know your value, if you don't know the purpose for your life, abuse is inevitable. The question is, how long do I abuse it before I come into the knowledge of who I am through Christ, or who the great I am is through me? I'm breaking bread tonight, man. Boy, I'm in the zone right now. Motivational teacher, you sit over there, you high five yourself. You doggone right I high five myself. If I ain't got nobody saying amen, I'm going to amen my stuff myself. I'm breaking bread. Why did I come up with it, man? Because I am is being awakened. Whether I got 5 eyes or 5,700 eyes or 57,000, it doesn't matter. I'm going to dap myself up. Now I understand why Muhammad Ali said I'm a bad, bad man. I'm the greatest. I understand why Michael Jordan carried himself in a different way. Why? His awakened I am would not let him produce anything less than what he was supposed to do in that arena, in that era. I'm challenging you for you to become your own hype man. I mean, you got to get a balance to that word. You know, you don't want to put yourself before God. Come on, man. It's the great I am that awakens your I am. You know, we got to do things for mankind. Listen, you're no good to man. He said, love your neighbor as you love yourself. If you don't know how to love yourself, you don't know how to love your neighbor. We should be hearing that every Sunday morning. Well, I mean, when man, I'm about to break bread. When you don't know how to love yourself, you don't even know how to give. You don't know how to give love. I love the fact that the law of Genesis says that everything was produced after its kind. Everything that God created was good and very good, and it was all reproduced out of his kind. Come on, man. Everything, when an apple seed goes in the ground, it creates an apple tree. When Noah went into the ark, he took the animals 2 by 2, male and female. Why? Before reproduction, everything reproduces as itself. And there's so many of us that we're trying to produce a healthy relationship or a healthy marriage, and I don't love me. I'm trying to have healthy relationships with my kid, but every time I see them, I see the same dysfunction that I see in me. So I can't praise and compliment them because I see them how I see myself. Oh my God, I'm breaking bread right now. I can't get past what they have that looks like me, and I haven't accepted me, so I can't fully accept who they are. We reproduce like we are. And you've heard the story about generational curses and generational blessings. Motivational teacher, what is that? Reproducing as you are. Reproducing as you are. If you want to know how to improve every area of your life, loving you. Oh, Antoinette, pick me up. Antoinette Marie, pick me up. Loving you is how you improve every area of your life, because believe it or not, there's some thought pattern, some thinking that ties you into every portion of your life that's driving your manifestation. The more you see you, let me say this: the better you feel about yourself, or the better you are, the more you improve every situation, every vertical or every horizontal relationship in your life. The vertical between you and the great I am. Your horizontal relationships are with men and the people around you. The more I improve my vertical, that my I am is being awakened from the great I am, the more I improve my horizontal relationships. I just can't get right over here in this area. You can. You got to love you, baby. I know they told you weren't worthy of being loved. I'm telling you, you got to love yourself. Everything produces after its kind. The more you love yourself, the greater confidence you will have in yourself. I love that question. If self-love driving your manifestation, or is it self-doubt and unbelief? Like, man, I'm telling you, there's a life that supersedes everything that you can know. There's a life where you could be the head and not the tail, where you could be the lender and never, thank you, Lisa, and never the borrower. There is a life, like Q just said, where you don't have to put on excess makeup to feel attractive. There's a life where you don't have to wear several different wigs to feel attractive. There's a life that, man, you can go outside fully dressed and with all your makeup on, or you can go outside with none at all and say, man, I'm great as I am. Come on, man. You appreciate me for me. Tonight, real quick, I want to give you 6 things people do that do not love themselves. I want to give you 6 things that people do where they do not love themselves. And why am I doing this, motivational teacher? Because my favorite book says that a man doesn't know his own heart. If you see the manifestation of 1 or 2 of these 6 things in your life, there could be a gap between where you are and where you can be with loving yourself. All of us got areas of improvement. All of us got room to work. And I share mine with y'all weekly in these Motivational Mondays. I told you, I'm not one who have attained in this area. I'm not one. I'm learning how to love me. I'm learning how to stop and smell the roses. I'm learning how to celebrate life. I'm learning to do the things that matter. Like this weekend was a huge step for me. And again, I'm going to share this story. My middle school basketball team, we've been grinding since October to win this championship. The championship game was on Saturday. My stepdad funeral was on Saturday as well. And the 2 times conflicted. Now, out of every other time of my life, I would have gone to that middle school game and coached that game and my son, all that stuff. I would have done that. But this weekend was a big step for me because by me going to be there with my mom at her husband's funeral, to me, that was a more of awakening my I am than not, because being at that basketball game would have pleased a lot of people by me being on that bench coaching that game. But I knew the most important, the most valuable place I could be on Saturday was there for my mom. 5 years ago, I wouldn't have made that same decision. I would have tried to make everybody around me happy, negating the person that's the closest to me, that gave me birth. 5 years ago, I would have made that decision to go to that game and coach up. To yesterday or Saturday, I did what was right and didn't care what other people thought about it. Man, that's me growing up into the man, or growing up into the person that God is calling me to be. Motivational teacher, you talking about loving yourself. How is that loving yourself? Because I did what was right in my heart and what I believe God is well pleased in. That's a bread-breaking moment. I felt like that was right in my heart, and I made that decision not based on the thoughts and the accreditation of men, but based on what I believe God wanted me to do in that season of my life. That's a bread-breaking moment right there, because we're always faced with the crossroads of, do I make the decision of once where I was, or do I make the decision of where I'm going? And the two places can be completely different. And we have to know how to respond in faith. We got to know how to respond and not pleasing people. We got to know how to respond honestly. I'm going to say this, and do and make the decision that feels most harmonious with our deity and our humanity. For me, Saturday, it was the funeral. 5 years ago, never would have made that decision because I had people to please. Bringing the championship back to the school would have pleased more people. However, I made the decision that was more harmonious with the great I am, awakening my I am. And so we have these moments in life that teaches us more about what we believe in our heart than what we say out of our mouth. Like every day we're confronted with situations where we're being, for lack of a better word, we're being tested. Not by the great I am. We're not being tested by the great I am, but situations arise just to show you and teach you who you are. And if we're not present with life, we miss those moments because we think things are just going on around us. But if I'm conscious and I'm deliberate about every decision that I make, these are moments where God is strengthening our I am. Life is in session. Are you present? 6 things people do that don't love themselves. And please listen intently. Please invite your mama, your cousin, them to get on him, because I guarantee you out there you putting in the work. You're building yourself from the inside out. When you get there, they're going to all be asking from you. You better tell them they better come on and build themselves. 6 things people do that don't love themselves. Number 1, they don't go after their dreams. They do not go. People that don't love themselves don't believe that they're worth much. Selah, pause and calmly think about that. People that don't love themselves don't believe they're worth much. They believe the lies they've been told in the past. They believe that they're mediocre. They believe, how can somebody like me do this? Why would God? I'm just a filthy rag. Why in the world would I be the one sent to start a foundation to feed millions of people? Why would I be the one he used to start a foundation to put shoes on kids' feet? Why would he use me in that capacity? When you don't love yourselves, you don't think you're worth much. And then when you don't think you're worth much, you'll settle for anything that crosses your path. You'll settle for anything that's willing to give you attention. You'll stay at a job much longer than you're supposed to. Why? Because you don't believe you're worth more. I had this conversation with my family member. I had a family member move to a whole new city. Got new job, got the same 2 jobs that family member had in the old city. I said, why don't you think about looking for one job that pays you as much as 2 jobs? Moving to it from a small city to Atlanta when they got the same 2 jobs in the doggone Black Wall Street, which is the economy of Atlanta. And when they got the same 2 jobs, why, motivational teacher? Because I don't see myself much worth $14 an hour. The only way for me to get $28 an hour is I got to get two $14 an hour jobs instead of looking for one $28 an hour a job to pay me the same thing. Instead of me starting a business where I might just work one $7, $14 an hour job, and I start grooming and growing my own business on the side. Why does that happen, motivational teacher? Because I don't believe I'm worth much more. It's a sad occurrence that the majority, hey, what's up, Devin, thank you for joining us. It is a sad occurrence that most people, I love that cue, that most people see themselves as a dollar per hour amount. I like what Q just said. I am priceless. If you don't think you're worth much, this world would treat you just how you believe you are. And you wonder, and sometimes we wonder why, how that son could end up in the hog pen, the prodigal son. How the one that took all his goods and left, and how he can end back up in the hog pen because he never saw himself worth anything to start with. That's why he had to leave that's why he took his good, left his dad's house, because subconsciously he didn't belong. He didn't believe he should be the son of a king. And subconsciously, we make the same decisions every day. We make decisions in line with poverty because we don't believe we should be rich. We make the same decisions aligned with not loving ourselves, that we give so much till I have nothing on the inside of me. People receive from my overflow. I don't give until I'm bankrupt, because a bankrupt Anthony is not good to the earth. I'm breaking bread right now. We'll spend out, we'll exchange our time for money. I love that, Angelique. I started a job with an after-school program. I'm so excited. It's aligned with my goals and dreams. I love that. I say when you take jobs like that, or you take, I'm gonna call it assignment because I don't work for nobody. When you take assignments like that, the great I am can use that, can pay, I call it on-the-job training with paid benefits. On-the-job training with paid benefits. I think everybody should work a second. If you want to work a job and you got to work a job, everybody should work a job in a place that best highlights their gifts and their talents. I agree with that wholeheartedly. You've heard me say here, I partner with a Fortune 100 company that hired me to train, coach, and develop talent for them. I partner with them. I am not an employee. It may say employee with my EIN number, whatever that is, my tax number, but I am not an employee. Trust me. This is one season in my life, and I'm partnering. And when this season is up, whether on your end or my end, I walk away with a smile and give you high fives. Angelique said, I got paid for my own massage training too. That's what I'm talking about. That's awakening your I am. Just don't accept anything people give you. Just don't accept anything people give you. Man, people will give you the worst that they have if they know you will accept it. No, man, you better, awaken your I am, but love yourself. Number one, they don't go after their dreams that they don't want. They don't go after the dreams. Number two, they don't pamper themselves or their appearance. People that don't love themselves will take care of everyone else but themselves. They'll buy new designer shoes for their children, pay $45 for haircuts for their kids while they're walking around dressed in rags and can barely make it. Why, motivational teacher? And we teach all that is so honorable for you to go and buy your kids $250 pair of Air Jordans while you're sitting there wearing Payless shoes with holes in the bottom and you can barely make ends meet. Why is that, motivational teacher? Why is that wrong? What lesson are you teaching the next generation? It's okay to stay in poverty as long as it doesn't look like you, as long as your children don't look like they're in poverty. Instead of taking that same $225, buying some Microsoft, buying some Apple, buying some Abbott, and putting that money back in the market where it works for you. Instead of doing that, we're teaching them that you buy things to cover your poverty. And the parents and the mom walks around barely making it. And the children look like they came from the Obamas. Why is that, motivational teacher? Because people that don't love themselves will take care of everyone else but themselves. They'll give until they're bankrupt. And then in some circles, the church, we would call that admirable. Oh, they gave till they couldn't give anymore. And what do they have left on the inside of them? They end up bankrupt. Because if we knew how the great I am to awaken our I am, we wouldn't have to give till we're bankrupt. We'll be able to give out of our overflow. Come on, man. That's a bread-breaking moment. I was with Shaq the other night, and I was having a conversation with Shaq. And the thing I love about Shaquille O'Neal, he take everywhere he goes, he buys somebody something. He pays for somebody's stuff. I saw him at Best Buy one day. He bought like two people at the cash register went and bought, bam, whatever you want. At the basketball game the other night, bunch of kids, y'all come over here, pretty much bought out the concession stand. They got whatever they want. And how can Shaq do that? He's doing it from his excess. It's a bread-breaking moment. He was doing it from his excess. He wasn't doing it with his rent money. He's doing it from his excess. When the great I am, awaken your I am, you get to a position where you make decisions from your excess. Oh, I'm breaking bread right now. I take care of everyone else but me. My mom and I had a conversation the other day. I just need to get my teeth. I said, go get your teeth fixed. You got the money. You got insurance. Stop talking about it and be about it. See yourself as worthy of the investment of having pretty white teeth. That is so. What's the word? I can't think of the word. That is so. What they call it when you get having cosmetic surgery? Vain. It is so vain to go over there and get your teeth fixed. You don't have to have those things. You could have used that money to feed the sick or to feed the homeless. Listen, I'm gonna say this, and somebody gonna get mad, but I'm gonna say this anyway. Whether you gave that money to the homeless or when they got your teeth fixed, it's still gonna be homeless people out there. They're gonna be homeless out there. Yeah, they call it superficial. They call it superficial because you want to get your teeth fit. I mean, listen to your boy. I'm gonna break bread. Is it superficial that I want to cut my hair every time before I come get on this camera? Is it superficial that I want to put lotion on before I come get on the camera so I don't look rusty and ashes? Is it superficial that I want to present myself in a way where others see me, they say, man, the great I am lives on the inside of that guy? Is that superficial? No. Then it's not superficial for people to want to have pretty teeth, for somebody to want to have decent clothes on. That's not superficial for people to want to have a clean car. You ain't got to have a Bentley, but if I got a Sonata, that Sonata going to be clean. That Sonata going to be clean. Why? Because I am a representation of heaven. Come on, man. We got to get out of this, I got to give it to it hurts mentality. I am breaking bread. Some people ain't going to like this. And you know what? You live your truth. But you got to get out of it. When we see these people doing these turkey drives, like Master P gave away like 100 turkeys, Master P is doing it out of his excess. We love to talk about Jesus and how when he was on earth, he did it from his excess. Well, when he had to go up to the mount. He went to the mountain, up on the mountain so his cup can run over. And when he was up on the mountain, his cup ran down on the ones below. In the garden of Gethsemane, not as my will, but as your will. Why did he have to go there? Because I need to fill my cup up because I'm about to go do something that's never been done before. I got to be full. But no, we want to just sit there and be at 50% and just want to keep giving. That's why people get depressed. That's why people get angry. That's why people get bitter. That's why people become hurt. Because no, Jesus was not struggling because he gave from his excess, his overflow. He told Peter, go get them 2 doggone coins out of that fish mouth. Pay my taxes and yours. He did it from his excess. Come on, man. I'm telling you to begin to awaken your I am so you can get to the place where you make decisions from your excess too. Do you give although you ain't got everything? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. But you got to make sure that you take care of you. Trust me on that. This world will want every nickel. I mean, it'll find a way to get everything you have if you allow it to get it. Man, you deserve your love. You deserve your resources. You deserve your support more than anybody else in this world. The more you support you, the more you love you, the better you are to give to other people. Number two, I told you, they don't pamper themselves or their appearance. Number three, that's the one I like. They settle for leftovers from others. People who don't love themselves don't go out and buy themselves beautiful clothes or something they like. They don't believe they'll look good in it anyway, so they settle for discarded, hand-me-down, and others. Now, trust me with this. There was a place when my family and I, we shopped at the Goodwill. There was a time where I had 2 pair of pants in the 4th grade, a pair of gold sweatpants and a pair of blue jeans. But trust me, every day I went to school, they were clean. Every day I had to go do what I had to do, they were clean. And made those decisions that whatever we got, God, I present it to you as an offering. Whatever I got, I'm going to use it to the best of my ability. But I'm not selling. Come on, man. I'm not selling for hand-me-downs when I know that God has given me something more on the inside of me. I'm not selling for $12 an hour when I know I'm worth $26 an hour. And I would not be, I'm about to break bread. I would not sit here and allow you to pay me at 12 when I know I'm worth 26 for 5 years. I would not sit there. I'm not selling for your leftovers. I'm not taking the half good woman that somebody else didn't want and she treat me like I'm half good. No, sir. No, ma'am. I'm not selling for a boss that don't treat me with respect. No, sir. No, ma'am. I gotta keep, I'm not, females, I'm not selling for a half man that don't know how to love himself and don't know how to love his children. How in the world can he love a new woman? No, sir. No, ma'am. Awaken your I am. Keep it moving. You better learn how to love you. The moment you start loving you, you don't settle for everybody's junk. Boy, I just said that. The moment you start loving you is the moment where you stop putting up with everybody's junk. Holler at your boy, Veronica. We are all worthy of being loved. I'm telling you, the moment you love you, is like a different confidence come over you. Like I'm not so shaken by what you say and what you think about me. I know what God says. I got to keep it moving. Like I'm on a crash course collision with destiny. I have no times to deal with small minds when I'm on my way to big things. Oh my God, that's a bread-breaking moment. I'm not coming down off my mountain to fight with somebody who don't deserve my time. I'm no longer selling for leftover. That need to be somebody Instagram post tomorrow. I'm no longer selling for leftovers. People that sell for leftovers, they take a job just because it was offered to them. Figured out how hard it is, but they stay at that job because they're so grateful for a minimum wage job that no one else wanted because they don't think they're worth much more. They sit there knowing that I'm underpaid, I'm undervalued, but I'll stay here 20 years because I'll take the leftovers. It's a bread-breaking moment. I'm not taking any more leftovers. There was a story in the Bible with the Pharisee woman that came to the table, needed Jesus to heal. She needed Jesus to heal her a child. Jesus said, "Man, I ain't giving the king's food to dogs." She said, "Yeah, but dogs get to eat the crumbs from the table." She said, you know what he said? "Man, I ain't seen faith like this so much," because she was no longer selling for her daughter not being healed. She said, "I will break every rule in order to get where I'm supposed to be, in order to get to that next level for my children and my children's life. I will break. I know I'm not supposed to be here, number one. Number two, I'm not supposed to be talking to you. And number three, you definitely ain't supposed to be talking to me about how much faith I got. But I will break every rule because I believe so much so in me that I ain't taking leftovers no more." See, some of y'all too scared to break a few rules. I ain't talking about break laws. I'm saying break a few rules in order to get where you want to go. Too many of us are looking to do it like our mama and them did it. We're trying to do it like grandmama and them did it. Why, motivational teacher? Because I got a hand-me-down mentality. I got a hand-me-down mentality. Vanika said that was the moment. That's the moment where you stop crying about those failed last relationships, because you understand, Vanika, they don't value themselves, so they can't recognize your value. I'm telling you, that's a bread-breaking moment for some of y'all out there. You're in a circle of people that don't value themselves, so they'll never recognize your value. I'm breaking bread tonight, man. This is number 4, I think. People that don't love themselves, how does that show up in behaviors? They say hurtful things to themselves all day long. People who don't love themselves spend hours a day furiously attacking themselves. They repeat the words that they were told as a child. You're lazy. You're not good enough. You're ugly. You're fat. You're skinny. You're a loser. They spend time, I talked about it last week, that reel that you play to yourself in your mind. They spend many hours putting themselves down and talk about what they lack, instead of saying what I can be or what I can have, or more than a conqueror, that their reel is off in their mind. I'm breaking bread tonight. And we say it so much in our mind that it has to be manifested externally. The moment we start changing what we say to ourselves all day long, it's part of the place when we start loving ourselves. I'm breaking bread. Thank you, Virginia. Spend hours a day attacking yourself. And you wonder why you're so mentally fatigued when you get home. Why, when as soon as your head hit the pillow, I'm out. You wonder why I can't go to sleep, because I'm worried about this and I'm scared about this and this might go wrong. Why? Because you've rehearsed it in your mind all day. Gotta learn how to love you. Give yourself an out. Change what you believe about you. Change what you think about all day. I know, and people tell you, well, you know, pride comes before the fall. Yeah, low self-esteem comes before suicide as well. A false balance is abomination. We got to find that middle place somewhere. We got to find that middle place somewhere. I know we want the balance to what I'm saying, but we know but the bottom side of the balance, we need to move to that top third of the balance of what I'm saying. We need to move to that top third. People that love themselves are not killing themselves. People that love themselves are not abusing their life. People that love themselves have a different self-talk. People that love themselves treat people differently around them. People that love themselves doesn't mind giving credit to other people. Why? Because I love me, and I know the more that I give, the seed is always within itself. The law of Genesis, the more I uplift and motivate and elevate other people, the more God got to bring it back to me. People that love themselves can only give credit. People that don't love themselves and that are selfish, I'm gonna tell you this too. Selfishness is a form of not loving yourself. Oh my God, that's a bread-breaking moment. I gotta always own the limelight. I can't go to I heard somebody say this the other day. They can't go to their sibling's house until they get a bigger house. Or I can't go over this family member's house until I got a better relationship. All a lack of self-love. Anytime I need validation externally that I don't love myself the way I should, it shows up in the manifestation that I can't celebrate somebody that's just got a new promotion. I can't celebrate somebody that just got a new house. I can't. Hey, Pat, thank you for joining us. I can't celebrate somebody that just got a new car. I can't celebrate somebody that just got a new bonus. I can't celebrate them because why? Because in my mind, in our convoluted and selfish and don't know and self-doubting and don't know how to love ourselves mind, we think that doesn't validate us, it validates them. And like we're in some internal competition with everybody out here in the world. You have no competition but you. You have no other competition but you. But the reason why I can't celebrate them because I sit here and said hurtful things to myself all day. And now they got a promotion. Now they got a bonus. And now I'm affected so deeply that I can't celebrate with them. It says that I don't know how to love me. And no matter how much you give and no matter how much you fake giving, no matter how much you fake loving, you can't love. I mean, you don't love you. I can't celebrate My best friend got a promotion. I can't go to their party because I feel bad about myself. Baby, learn how to love you. You still looking for validation. I celebrate everybody that wins in this circle right here. I celebrate everybody that wins that are close to me. I celebrate people that aren't close to me. I love talking about people that's winning in a positive way because I think there's something for us to learn from everybody that's winning. I celebrate them. Why? Because I know that the more they move up, the seed is within itself, man. The more I pour into them and they move up, God is obligated to help me move up. That's why my cup is always full. I'm not concerned about a speaking engagement I didn't get. I'm not concerned about a contract that I didn't get. I'm only concerned about getting 1% better every day. And that's why I can celebrate the person that did get it. Congratulations. Huge accomplishment. I know you got to be proud. Go out and celebrate that win. That's a huge win for us. When you win, I win. Man, let me know if there's anything I can do to help you. Why, motivational teacher? Because you got to celebrate other people's success. The more and more God, the great I am, awakens your I am to the process of becoming great. The more you see that, man, I can learn from everybody that crosses my path. How does your cup never run empty? You learn all day long. Number 5, 6 ways how our self-love doesn't show up in your life or lack of self-love shows up. That's enough bread for all. Come on, Vaniqua. How does the lack of self-love shows up? It shows up, number 5, they settle for someone they don't love in relationships. People lacking self-love will settle for someone in relationship because they feel that they're lucky. They feel that this is the only person that'll take me. They feel like, oh man, nobody else will value me, so I better take the bird in my hand is better than the 2 in the bushes. Oh man, no, this dude ain't perfect and he ain't good. He slapped me upside the head, but I'm gonna keep him because he's a good man. I hear it every morning on the Steve Harvey show with the strawberry letter. Little bread for y'all. Every morning, how this dude treats somebody bad, but I'm gonna hold on to him though. Every time about how she's doing whatever she want to do, but I'm gonna hold on to that person though. Go watch Judge Judy, everything on there about a couple that's now not together anymore. Go watch all the Judge Mathis. Most of the stuff is on there about somebody who took something while they was in a relationship. Why, motivational teacher? Because they were both selling for someone that they necessarily didn't like, but thought they had resources that they could use from the other person. Why divorces get so messy? This is the reason why. There are shows on TV that make money. I think it's Maury Povich. He makes his living by putting people on TV that didn't get along in a relationship. And when you hear their story, you know why they didn't get along, because neither one of them knows who they are. And then these folk go out and have babies and want to have a paternity test. I feel sorry for the babies because they got a half mama and they got a half daddy, and they're going to be put in a world where God says, I want all of you. And you have no example of any relationship in your life that says I've given all. Oh my God. I love him, but I don't love myself. Impossible. As a parent, I'm telling you, man, my job as a parent is very simple. My first job as a dad is to protect my children's I am. My first job as a dad is to protect, well, my first job is to teach them how to love God. Number 2 is to protect their I am. It is to protect their I am from the naysayers, the haters, the folk that don't believe in themselves, so won't believe in them, the teachers that are average in the classroom teaching, so they want to make my kids average. No, I got one of my major jobs is to protect their I am. Doesn't mean that I don't tell them the truth. It just means that if it went wrong, that's an isolated event. That's not who you are. You made a 70 on that test, but that's not who you are. How do we improve those numbers? You had a bad game. That's not who you are. What do we need to do to improve the behaviors that led to that bad game? That's not who you are. That was your result today, but that's not who you are. You got to be able to separate the events from the person. Come on, Angelique. You're going to get them raised right. You're going to get them right. They settle for someone they don't love in a relationship because they don't believe they're worthy of being loved. So I'm with you on that. Come on, bro. Last but not least, number 6. They let fear stop them from doing anything that could change their life. People that don't love themselves feel like they have a lack of personal power. They don't move on from bad relationships. They don't believe they deserve happiness. They'll stay at the same terrible job for years because they don't think anybody else will hire them. They let fear stop them. One of the major manifestations of lack of loving yourself is fear. I can't make a decision because, number one, I think I'm in the best place of my life right now. Angelique just said she made a whole life career change this past week. How could she do that? Because she believes so much so, if this is not, I'm going to make this change. And if this is not where I'm supposed to be, it could be the thing that could lead me to what I'm supposed to be. I believe so much in that my steps are ordered. I believe so much that my steps are ordered. I'm making this change. And if it doesn't work, it could work, but if it doesn't, like the Hebrew boy said, you could throw me in that furnace. Whether he deliver me or if he doesn't deliver me, it doesn't mean that he's not more than capable. We got to take that same thought process as it relates to these decisions that we make in our lives. Whether this works or whether this doesn't work, I made a step on faith, and God is a respecter of faith. And so he respects my decision to step out on faith. If this not the thing that gets me where I'm supposed to go, it will get me to the thing. I had 4 careers. I had 4 real different careers in about 7 years, where I was a lot of different things. Wow, motivational teacher. You know why? Because I knew the thing that I was doing was not it. So I kept it moving till I found the thing that I was supposed to be doing. How do you know, motivational teacher? It's the thing that more harmonious. Oh my God, I love that. With the great I am awakening my I am. I know what it feels like when it's not, and I refuse to settle. I was a stockbroker. I was an insurance salesman. I was a school teacher. I was a professional basketball player. I was all those things within the span of 7 years. A pharmaceutical sale. I was all 5 careers in a span of about 8 years. Why motivational teacher? Because if that ain't it, I got to get to the thing that is. If the thing that I go to is not it, it'll prepare me to the thing that I'm supposed to get to. My steps have already been ordered. It's a bread-breaking moment right there. In him, I live, I move, and I have my being. If that is so, and I make a decision in faith, even if it's wrong, it can be right. Because it's what I become in the process of learning. Man, I'm about to get off this thing, but I'm going to give you one more natural example. Moses was supposed to deliver the children of Israel from Pharaoh. Moses could have done it. And from Pharaoh's house. Moses got angry, and Moses had to run to the backside of the desert back in Midian. In 40 years, Moses came back and delivered God's children. It's a bread-breaking moment. There's nothing, listen, man, as long as you're on this side of the dirt, there's nothing that can stop you from reaching your purpose in this life. There's nothing that can stop you from. So whatever you fell down from, whatever you scraped your knees from, you need to get back up, put you some alcohol, some antiseptic on it, get back up and start back walking again and say, it's okay. You got a bruise, but I ain't broken. I got a bruise, but I ain't broken. I got to keep it moving. I got to love myself. I got to forgive myself for what happened yesterday. I got to love myself today. I got to love myself first. Everybody, your children, your husband, your parents, your job, your business, all of that feeds from your overflow. The more you love you, the more you invest in you, the more your self-confidence is high, the more the great I am awakens your I am, the better you are for everything around you. I know you've never been told that before in your life. You've been told that You went going to marriage counseling, they told you how you got to give yourself. You going to church and they told you how to love God and how to love your neighbor. You've gone to school and they told you how to love learning. You go into your job, they told you the company's vision. But nobody has told you how to love you, which is primary to all the other places I just named. The moment you start loving you is the moment you become totally free. That I no longer need the validation of a job. I no longer even need the validation of the money. I no longer need the validation of the people. It's me. It's the great I am awakening my I am. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all have been a phenomenal out there tonight in that chat box. Thank y'all so much for joining us. Yo, I want to challenge y'all next Monday. Go ahead and start telling your top 5 to meet you here. Go ahead and start telling your top 5 to meet you here. Whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on Twitter or Periscope, whether you're on YouTube. Tell your top 5 to meet you here next week. Because this is going to be a bread-breaking moment. If you got somebody you're trying to teach how to love you, or you got a spouse or a child in your life that you know the relationship is suffering, this is a place where you need to meet on Monday night so you can learn how to love yourself so you can get over that hurt and hate that you have for somebody else. The only, look, I think Dr. Martin Luther King said, hate cannot cast out fear. Only love can. Only love can. How are we going to get to that next place in life? I love it. It said love covers a multitude of sins. Number one, you got to love you. Secondly, then people around you live from your love overflow. Y'all got to come on back next Monday. Bring your people with you because it's going to be a bread-breaking moment. And until next time, I am challenging you to wage war on mediocrity. Your boy is out.
Ain't no friend to me. Wage a war, wage a war, wage a war, wage a war against mediocrity.